Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Missing Gear. Matt, oh my god.
Daytona, Dylan, you mister. I don't think Coke 400's a good race. I don't know if this is going to be a good race. I'd rather have this be the road course, mister.
I still would.
I do not in any way. What a race.
But I will say that this is the best one that I've seen in a long, long time. And can I just say something?
I know you're going to go with this.
This race really taught me a lot. I don't even know how to really get this out, how to express how I'm feeling. But so last week I picked William Byron, Billy Byron, and I thought it's just a shit show. He's not gonna win. This is gonna be the Stenhouse special, But the three on the bubble ran well. They ran really, really well, and I've never felt better and worse about a pick. I watched that post-race Jimmy interview, and it was a tough watch, and I felt like Johnny Lawrence watching Miguel in season 1 of Cobra Kai. Kick the shit out of his injured son, and get the victory. I've been watching a lot of Cobra Kai
That's
lately.
why.
So
I was like, okay, I don't know where you pulled that
but
from.
yeah, like no mercy. But at what cost? I'm all screwed up inside. But then I remembered that I let you pick first for picking a regular season champion, so you got the 25-point bonus for Kevin Harvick, because Joey Logano laid a fucking egg every week.
He did. He really did.
And then decided to show up at Talladega, so I don't feel bad anymore. Willie B all the way, baby. Willie B.
You heard it here first, guys. We predicted the winner of the Coke 400. Don't think we'll ever do that again, honestly.
I mean, we should
no
just
fucking
end the
way.
pod right now. I mean, we'll never hit this peak again. Matt?
That race, that was... I'd compare that to the Packers season, Dylan. You're watching, or, you know what, even the Badgers. Mm-hmm. They give you a lot of hope.
Oh, every year.
They give you a lot of hope.
Every year. They'll beat LSU in the opening week.
And then they'll steal it from you.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll
drop one to Northwestern late in the year.
Drop one.
Yep.
Right at the end, right where it counts the most. Right when you think that they're going to win.
The Badgers,
and right when you
Badgers will win every single game except the fucking Rose Bowl. They'll win every bowl game, too, except the Rose Bowl. Paul Chryst has never lost a bowl game that wasn't the Rose Bowl. And yeah,
that's my frustration, Dylan.
Yeah,
it's just like
Matt,
giving me candy and then just taking it away right as I'm about to put it in my mouth.
Nope, it's like giving you candy, you eat the candy, and it's sugar-free.
Yeah. It's just, that's just how I feel about
Matt,
that race.
I'm just happy you weren't alone watching it this week.
Thank you, Dylan. Glad you came over and watched it together.
Pizza, some beer.
It was a good time. It was a great race. Overall, good strategy talk throughout the race. Great information. Loved it. Good time. I expected that outcome, but it sucks more when you think it could actually happen and then it gets ripped from you.
I picked...
Like, if Jimmy crashed right at the beginning, I would have been like, you know what? I didn't think it was going to happen anyway. But then he fucking gets, 12 stage points and is up there competing for the win, and I'm thinking, man,
being aggressive.
This might happen.
Aggressive.
This actually might happen.
I think
and then
the
fucking 2 to go, they wreck, and I'm like, well, never mind. I don't even know why I thought this would even happen.
It was...
And then the last caution, the last restart, I just wanted as many people to wreck as possible. I wanted them to, everybody wreck, and Jimmy somehow get a top 10 with his mangled up freaking car, because everybody else wrecked.
William Byron looked like the fucking Intimidator for a hot minute.
No, don't even say that.
I'm kidding.
Don't even say that. He's not even close.
All right, he looked like Dale Jr., because Dale Jr. Dale Jr. is a great restrictor player.
Dale Jr. is better than William Byron.
Well, I'm just saying he did his best impersonation. But yeah, Matt, it was...
And then you want to know what? The more crow
and I only picked him because I didn't want to jinx Jimmy.
So much for that, Dylan.
You told me. I'm pretty sure that you referenced it on the pod.
I did. I said don't
take
pick Jimmy. And I stand by that
I
because at the
respected your
time, I really thought you were the two other times you brought up Jimmy, you did jinx it. So I thought don't even do it. Don't even try it. They saw through us. They're
No,
like,
not
Willie
that.
listen was like, I got you.
I'm the
Dylan.
fucking
I
kingmaker.
got you. So then
We both are. Whoever we slight wins.
So then to kind of twist the knife a little bit more, they then announced 2 days later that William Bryon got a contract extension.
Through 2022, right?
2022, just to kind of add a little bit more insult to injury. And honestly, I don't think they would have re-signed him if he didn't win a race, because it almost seemed like they were waiting for him to see if he won, or to at least make it to the playoffs.
I think so.
I think they're like, if he doesn't make it, we're out.
We're putting
we're
Almirola
done.
in there.
We're
just
done.
Hoping yeah.
Because Almirola extended his contract with Stuart Haas for another year.
He did?
He did.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
one more year.
That's even worse for Boyer.
Yes, it really is.
And that
Boyer's out, in my opinion.
that
he
one
is gone.
just makes who's going to go in the 14 even more intriguing. I don't want to
Completely
get
agree.
too off topic, but it's
It will be.
Briscoe
It will
or
be.
it's Larson.
I think
in
it's
my mind.
Larson, in my opinion. I think it's Larson. I think they might wait Almirola out a year and then put Briscoe in the 10. Because Almirola's only through 2021. Put Briscoe in the 10 with the Gen 7 car. Ship out Eric Almirola. Keep Larson. Sign him like a 4-year deal. Because I think Larson is...
Yeah, Larson's guy you build
he should
around.
be.
I mean, he was great with Ganassi.
Yeah.
Ganassi.
Ganassi. Imagine what he could do with Stuart Haas equipment.
Oh, definitely.
I agree. It's Xfinity race. Because that one was also a great race.
I mean, only 5 cars mattered in it, but yes.
It did. But the whole race, even when they were running single file, I was interested in watching all the different strategies that they were saying. It was college racing. The only 2 fucking Fords in the field.
The few, the proud, the Fords.
The few, the proud, the Fords. I think Michael Annette and there's
Riley Herbst.
Herbst, I believe, and Harrison Burton were there. Yep.
Always towards the back.
They were like top 10 though, but they were there. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what the whole race was.
Yep, and eventually that whole pack pulled away, and that was just the good pack. And then the rest of them were just...
the random Chevys.
Yep.
The random Chevys.
Yep, the random Chevys.
The random Chevys. The ending was unbelievable. So, at first I thought Justin Haley was out of the race. Maybe not out, but like, he's not going to win. I thought he's not going to win in this
Little
position,
did we know that he was in the catbird seat.
Oh, yeah. So then, Ross Chastain, who's been throwing blocks for AJ Allmendinger,
all night.
Just fucking... all fucking night. The whole third stage.
58 laps led.
Yeah. Well, and they run single file for 30 laps.
Yeah.
The last 30 laps of the race, yeah.
Yep. Chastain was the best teammate in the world until it mattered.
Until the last corner.
Yep. Poor guy.
Where he dumped him.
Yep. And I'm just sitting there, I'm rooting for the Fords hard, because, like, I've come to just... I'm fanboy.
I was rooting for Chastain because I wanted him to win again.
Yeah.
At that race.
That would have been my favorite if one of those 3 won. Just because Chastain hasn't gotten that win. Yeah. I want to see that fucking watermelon.
So do I. That's what I want.
Yep. But yeah. Didn't end well for
the end.
Chastain.
Ross Chastain. I mean, it's the Dinger's fault.
Kind of is.
It is because Ross Chastain cleared him. Not cleared him. I shouldn't say cleared him. He was there. Like, he had a good quarter panel on him.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not. I'd say quarter panel. Close to a quarter panel. And Dinger just didn't realize he was coming and threw the block too soon or too late and just turned himself, basically, and just ran into him. And then Ross Chastain
good old Dinger
just went with him. Typical Dinger.
What? In his last 2 starts?
Yes, basically.
God.
And then Justin Haley out of fucking nowhere says, I got this. Watch me win this. Comes through and wins the second Super Speedway race win.
Second career Xfinity win as well.
Also
both coming this year, and I think that...
both Super Speedways.
Yep. I think that this is my prediction for his career. Obviously, I think that he'll be better I just want to
Actually, he has
start
3
with that.
wins because he's a cup winner.
Yeah, he does have that one cup win.
Daytona.
He's going to be at the very worst. His floor in the Cup Series is great restrictor plate racer.
His floor
A
is
David Reagan, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Yes.
That's his floor.
He's probably going to get a win or two.
I wouldn't say that's
worst.
his floor. That's probably his ceiling. Actually, that's his.
Uh,
That's probably as high as he would go. I think. Do you think he could do
See,
more
now,
than that?
I think that if they don't screw him up, he stays in the Xfinity for an appropriate amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
and he continues to progress and become better.
Think
Because he's already been fairly good, even though he hasn't won on a
He
non
has been
speedway.
pretty good on almost every track. I
Yep.
will say that he's been a decent Xfinity guy.
Yep.
As racer.
So I
should
think
say.
that, obviously he could go to Cup and actually win a couple non-restrictor plate races. So yeah.
Let's talk some winners and losers from this weekend, Dylan.
All right.
Who
go for it.
are well? Who are you going to say for winners and losers?
Well, obviously I could talk about Willie B, but we already did. So I'm going to talk about Joey Logano. Now, Joey crashed out,
Yes.
but he won both stages.
Yes, he did. So
After
that is
like
a winner. I would agree.
a month and a half,
Not
2
doing
months,
jack shit. He gets 2 more playoff points, which is great for
it
Logano.
boosted him ahead of Blaney in the field. Actually, I think it boosted him all the way to 4th.
It did boost him to
Yeah.
4th.
God, what a guy.
Somehow up to 4th.
Yeah. He was being aggressive.
Yes.
Well, his whole theory was we're going to stay up front, and then hopefully at the end we're just
Be
going to be in the
there.
mix. And he
Yeah.
was in the mix until he crashed out. But I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
until he crashed.
it's fucking Daytona, man.
What do you expect, really? I mean, I think we all expect everybody to crash.
Yeah. And then, do you want to pick one?
I'd say another winner would have to be Matty D.
Maddie, obviously.
Made it to the playoffs, his first career playoffs. The first time since 2017, I believe, when the Wood Brothers were last in it with Ryan Blaney, because this is Ryan Blaney's 4th and 3rd with Penske, but he did have 1 with Wood Brothers, and I think this is overall great for the Wood Brothers, in my opinion. Better than having Paul fucking Menard in there. Sorry, but Paul Menard really...
With Paul Menard, that Menard's check always clears.
I would agree with you on that. I'm not in any way denying it. No way am I denying it. So that was good for Matty D, considering he was in a really good spot going into the last 3 races and kind of just shot himself in the foot the last 3 races and kind of put himself in that position of, oh shit, I gotta really try to make it in now. Losers, man, Kyle Busch has just been getting pounded.
Yes, that...
Just unlucky. He was up there leading, and then Tyler Reddick just put a stupid block on him. And how much I love to see Kyle Busch crash, it does suck in the fact that Tyler Reddick was just honestly kind of stupid and thought he could clear him.
And
Which, in Tyler Reddick's defense, he did totally admit, like, I thought I was more clear than I was, and that was my fault. And, you know what, kudos to him. But you could tell everybody was just pissed off. If you watch,
tell in the interviews they were
of
doing
Ryan
after.
Newman's.
Ryan Newman had the fire in him that Kyle Busch usually had, but you can tell Kyle was just defeated.
Done. He's like, I'm done with this season. Like, it's still 2020, dude. Like, what more do you want? And you know what? I don't like that from Kyle Busch, and the fact that I feel like you need to still have that. Man, it sucks, but like we're gonna get after it. You know, we're gonna do it. We're gonna overcome
like
it. And
he's
Kyle
packing
Busch
it in
is
a
seriously
little bit.
just packed it in a while ago. Just like, dude, it's fucking 2020. I don't care. Like,
And
let's get done. Let's start over.
Him and Logano were doing the same theory. We're gonna stay up front. We're gonna be up front in the top of our manufacturer's pack. We're gonna do all we can to stay up front. And honestly, it works really great unless Tyler Reddick tries passing you and doesn't clear you. So you lift, and then boom, you're done.
Yep. Yeah.
But I mean, hey, that's restrictor plate racing, and that Kyle Busch has never really excelled at that either.
No, he hasn't.
But you can tell that he was giving it his all, and he was just defeated after.
He was. So now we're going into Darlington weekend.
Before you do that, Matt, I just want to say one more. Jimmy Johnson is both a winner and a loser this week. He's a loser because he didn't make the playoffs. But that post-race interview, I'm not crying, you are.
Dylan.
That dude's a fucking champion through and through. I don't
Seriously?
care that he didn't even make the playoff. I'm sorry I had to bring it up again. I'm putting you through the emotional ringer right now.
You
But
are.
Matt, what a fucking guy. And he fought till the end. And
I know, he did.
they
He
basically
really
knew
did.
it was over, but they repaired the car. And they just had him out there running
I will
laps.
say that
there was
honestly a chance because he was only 6 off. If another big one happened and 6 more people didn't finish, he would have pointed it in.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he finished 17th even with that shitty of a car. Which I'm glad that they fixed it. He still gained more spots, but anyway, I don't care if you like him, hate him, whatever. You'll never hear that out of Kyle Busch. You'll never hear that out of Martin Truex Jr. You might hear it out of Kevin Harvick, maybe Denny Hamlin, but no matter who it is or how much you don't like the guy, you got to respect him for the fact that he is not in any way an arrogant prick. Kyle Busch. He's the most humble guy you will literally probably ever meet. The first thing out of his mouth was, "I want to congratulate my teammate," and his teammate basically beat him into the playoffs. Legitimately beat him in the playoffs.
At least Matty D still had that little buffer of 9 points. William Byron just,
And he's just I want to congratulate I missed nothing like that.
Congratulated the team in victory lane.
That's a fucking legit champion.
Mm-hmm.
The last 3 seasons, I will not define what he has accomplished. It will not define the guy that he is. He still went out there every week and raced as hard as he could to what he could do, and I love it. Yeah. That's why I like him so much. That's why I always have been a fan of his. He's just the most humble guy ever. You don't hear him complaining about other drivers after the race. In the race is different because, listen, everybody in the race car is pissed off at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it should be. And I like that.
It should all be Ryan Newman's.
Yes. But after the race, and you sit there and you just fuss about it and whatever, I don't care, dude. I don't fucking give a shit. It happened. Just whatever. Own up to it.
Yeah.
And that was it. One of the reasons why I don't like Martin Truex Jr. was after the Rover race. Jimmy was legit just giving her for a win. If you remember the 2018 Rover race. Last lap, Martin Truex Jr. and Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson locks him up, spins out Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex Jr. doesn't win. Martin Truex Jr. after the race then spins Jimmy Johnson for no reason. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Johnson then responds with, "Hey, I'll buy you some bikes so you can donate them for your foundation." What a fucking dude. In no way did anybody say that was unnecessary from Jimmy because he didn't win a race that year. He was in the playoffs and he was going for the win. Am I upset he didn't move on to the next round? Yes, but I would be more upset if he didn't at least try to win. And that's what he's out there to do, to try to win. Mm-hmm. And he fucking sent it. Did it work out? No, but he tried. And I applaud him for that. That was one of the more emotional races I've seen in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable. So anyway, Darlington this weekend. After that stint, a lot of great throwbacks I'm seeing. I love that every year they still do the throwback. I don't need to see it. I think we hit on this before. I don't need to see it more than 1 year. I like that they're doing it just the one. That's it. Darlington.
Yeah.
Happy about it.
Southern 500.
The Southern 500. It's now the first race of the playoffs. I'm not sure if I like that move, honestly. I'm going to see how it pans out. I feel like they could have put a better track in there. But what I am happy about is Bristol is the last race of the round of 16. That I'm excited about. That I'm excited about mainly because that is always... Bristol night race was a good race even in regular season. Now throw the playoffs into the mix, playoff cutoff race, it's going to be even better. And I'm super pumped for that Bristol race. I got that one circled. Richmond race will be good too, but, nothing beats the Bristol night race, in my opinion. That's just one of the best races on schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And now they're putting the playoffs and the cutoff race into the mix, and I am more excited about that, really, than anything. So, we have our 16 drivers for the playoffs. Here's how we're going to do our points. We're going to predict the entire playoff grid right now, and here's how the points are going to work. We're going to each pick our 12 drivers for the round of 12. For each driver that we get into the round of 12, it is 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to the round of 8. For every correct driver we get in the round of 8, it is 3 points. Then we pick the championship 4. For every driver we get right that's in the championship 4, it is 5 points. And then for the champion, if we correctly pick the champion, it is 15. And that is how we're going to score it. And we're going to pick all of our picks right now, live on the podcast. Not live, but on the podcast as we're filming. So, Dylan, you are technically behind after the point situation of me getting 25.
Willie B really softened the blow.
It did, yes.
It was still rough, nonetheless.
Yes.
So I'm behind, so I get to go first.
You go first.
And,
I'll let you pick however many you want. I don't know if you want to switch off or how you want to do it, but you can go first. I feel like the first 4 are pretty obvious. Actually, I'd say the first 8 are pretty obvious.
Well, let me tell you, the first 7 are definitely obvious.
Oh,
the first
7.
6 are set in stone. The first 7 are pretty obvious.
Yeah.
8 is
maybe.
Yeah, they're pretty much gonna go. But Harvick, Hamlin, I mean, do they even have to fucking race?
Yeah, they could run probably 20th all 3 races and probably still be like plus 40 going into the last race.
Definitely.
Or going into it.
So Harvick, Hamlin, Keselowski, Logano, the top 4 actually, I believe. Then it's Elliott, I think Martin Truex Jr., Blaney, and then it gets 8 through 12 is where it's like, but I still think Kyle Busch is a pretty good pick. I think Amarola can continue to coast for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going Amarola. And now it's interesting. So I think Kurt Busch is going to make it past round 1.
Yep.
He's a top 10 machine.
He is.
He'll get some stage point. Or
He should really be higher up in the playoff grid. It's just he hasn't won. I mean, really, he should be higher than... In terms of just overall season points, I'm pretty sure he has more than Byron, Dillon, Custer, and... I don't think Boyer. Maybe Boyer. Yeah,
the
Boyer.
master of
And
just
Boyer.
Being solid.
Like, he has 4 of these guys at least, for sure, and Matty D beat just on points.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good 4 or 5 of them. So, that's a good pick.
So then I'm going to go Bowman after Kurt.
Okay, yep.
Just because Bowman will probably make it, but I'm a little... I don't really believe in Bowman too much, but I think that he'll make it. And this 12th spot is really interesting for me.
So who do you have left that you haven't decided
So
not to?
I
I mean, I feel like Austin Dillon and Cole Custer are locks.
Yeah,
of
Austin
not
Dillon
making
can
it.
fuck himself.
Yeah.
And I think Cole Custer, just needs...
He'll get
great that
there,
he got a win.
but I don't think he's to the point where he can be a lock.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got a win.
I mean, he could always sneak in, but, I don't think he will.
I don't think he will. I agree.
Just saying this, I think that he will finish better than that cowboy hat wearing douche.
The silver spoon fuck of a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Basically, we're saying we hate Austin Dillon because he can just fuck off with a silver spoon.
Oh, yes. And Byron runs decent. He's kind of like Kurt Busch, where it's like he's silent. He's a silent killer, even though he doesn't really win. Except he did now. But I don't really think that Byron's going to make it. Matty D, though. I think Matty D's going to do it. I'm going to pick Matty D. I'm going to pick Matty D to get through the first round because he's good at Bristol. I think he'll do decent at Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can just bang out a decent performance at Darlington, too, I think that he'll probably be safe. I picked him 12th, but he might even,
He might, yeah.
move
yeah,
up
I agree.
a little. So
I'll go next somewhere around 12. Mine are, Harvick, Hamlin, Keselowski, Logano, Elliott, Truex Jr., Blaney. Those are all locks for me. Kyle Busch is a lock for me. Maybe not a lock, but I think Kyle Busch will get in. I think Almirola will get in. I think Kurt Busch will get in. And then here's my kind of where my dilemma is. Bowman, Boyer, and Matt D.
Yes, Boyer is very good at
Boyer's
Bristol, and
good at Bristol, but so is Matt Benedetto.
yeah.
And I just feel like Bowman he's just there. And I feel like if you can get Bowman to the round of 12, I think Bowman will make it to 8, but Bowman won't make it to 4. I say Bowman could make it to 8 because I think
Although he does
he's
have
done
Kansas
very
and
good
Texas.
at the Roval. Yeah, but I don't think he could. I think there's just too much speed in other drivers when you get to the round 8. But I think he could make it to 12. All right, so I'm going Bowman. Now, I'm picking Matty D. I'm not taking Boyer.
Smart.
I'm not taking Boyer.
Smart.
I just don't think he could do it.
We picked all the same drivers.
Damn it.
So
It'll get interesting
Yeah.
as we keep going here.
So,
I think it gets a lot harder after the first round.
Yep. So
We're just on the same page.
the round of 12 is pretty interesting because it has a super speedway and the Roval.
And the Roval. So, I still got some locks. I'm still taking Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin.
Yep.
Honestly, I might as well just put those in the championship four while I'm at it because
they are.
really, unless they crash out in like 3 races in a row, I really don't foresee them.
Still maybe.
Yeah, they still honestly might get in. Who knows? I'm confident that there might be a shocker there, but I'm confident in those two. Then it comes to Keselowski. Is Keselowski going to get in? Joey Logano. I'm picking Chase Elliott. I think I'm confident in Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott actually.
Chase Elliott's I think he could potentially win the Roval again. In all honesty, he could, and he'll get in with that.
I think he could. I'm putting Keselowski in there right away, just because
he's good at Talladega.
He's good at Dega.
He is good at Dega.
I think he'll do decent enough at the Roval, and he could win Dega or Vegas. Honestly,
That's a good point.
Great.
I'm picking. All right. Yep. I think
Martin Truex Jr. too. He's great at the Roval. Talladega, obviously, it's a wild card, but he's gonna do fine at Vegas, and he's a little ahead. He'll be fine. Then these last 3 spots are interesting. This is where I think that we depart with Almirola. Bowman only really has Vegas where I know that he's going to perform very well. So I don't think Bowman's going to make it. I don't think Matty D is going to make it. But I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Blaney. I think Blaney could fuck up.
Think so?
I think he could fuck up. And I don't think that he's going to be ahead enough in the grid where he's going to be fine. He could win a race, though, too.
True.
Daga, he's won, the last 2 in a row?
Yes.
So, yeah. He's going to do good at Daga. I don't think he's a horrible road course racer either.
No, he's not. Technically speaking, he won the inaugural Roval 2018.
Oh, yeah.
Technically.
Yep. Forgot about that. And he should be good at Vegas, too. Fuck, I'm putting Blaney on. Okay, so we got Blaney.
Fuck it, I talked myself into it.
But I'm thinking out loud right now. So, who do we got? We got Kyle Busch is left. Kurt Busch is left. And we got Logano. I haven't picked Logano yet. I like what I saw out of Logano at Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
He's won at Talladega before. He's a pretty good playoff performer. Hell, he won a championship in 2018. So, and he should be good at Vegas, and he should do decent enough at the Roval. I'm going to put Logano in there, and it comes down to the Bushes. What Busch do I think makes it?
Yeah, really, what Busch do you think makes it?
Is there anything different with your grid?
So far,
What?
I have Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Mark Truex Jr., and Brad Keselowski. On the last three, I'm confident Alex Bowman and Matt D won't make it. I'm gonna take Blaney. Fuck! I want to take Blaney and Logano, but then on the last one, I don't want to be the same as you, but part of me wants to take Almirola and fuck both the Bushes. I can say Matt D, Alex Bowman, Kurt Busch, I'm not taking. Those are for sure no's. It's really just, do I want Kyle Busch or Eric Almirola?
It's like Sophie's Choice people that you really don't like.
Really, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say hate. You didn't say fuck them live on air.
You're right.
No Austin Dillon, but still.
Okay, so who's your last pick?
I think Kyle Busch
Makes it or doesn't make
takes
it?
it. I think
You
Kyle
think so?
Busch gets in.
I'm picking Eric Almirola.
Okay, so review your picks.
So we have all the same, except you took Kyle Busch and I took Eric Almirola.
Okay, so you didn't pick Bowman?
I did not pick Bowman, I did not pick Matty D, and I didn't pick Kurt Busch. Both the
Pretty
Busch
smart
brothers.
I was thinking, though.
Both the Busch brothers are out. The only, if anybody out of those that could be a shocker, I think really Alex Bowman could be the only contender to win the Roval besides Chase Elliott. That really comes to mind.
Yep.
Well, Martin Truex Jr. too. I can see Martin
Couldn't
Truex
you
Jr.
see
winning.
Bowman just having a great performance at Vegas, winning it? And
Yeah.
And then if Bowman gets into the round of 8,
Those are 3 good tracks that he could.
Kansas and Texas are going to be excellent for him.
Mm-hmm. But I'm not taking him. My bet has been made. So we have all the same grid except I picked Eric Almirola.
In the round of 12. Yep.
Damn it.
All right. So I'll start us off. I'm going Harvick and Hamlin, obviously.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And now this is rough, Matt.
I think I know who my 2 are going to be.
Do you want to go first?
I am taking Martin Truex Jr. because he's won in Martinsville recently, and there's 2.5-mile tracks. I think Martin Truex Jr. could get it, and I'll let you pick before I give my last one.
Well, fuck. When you explained that to me, and I was already leaning towards him just because I know that, these playoffs are designed for him. So I'm picking MTJ, but it's between Elliott and Keselowski for me for the Final Four.
Yeah, I don't think
I've been thinking Elliott was gonna be. This was gonna be the year for him where he's gonna break through that round of 8. But God, I've loved what I've seen from Keselowski. I mean,
Keselowski
Keselowski has been the 3rd best driver.
No, I think Martin Truex Jr. has been. I don't think he has the wins to show it, but he has the more consistent finishes to show it on different styles of tracks.
Yeah. See, now I'd put Martin at 4th, but
all right, so you're thinking Keselowski.
I'm thinking Keselowski, but there's a little part of me that where I've been thinking all year. This is leading up to Chase Elliott making the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
But God, Brad, how could I not?
Gut.
How could I not have a Penske in there?
You're right.
I mean, hell, I have all 3 of them in the round 8.
You're right. So do I. Fuck, so do I.
And now,
all 3 of them.
Now I just feel like I got to pick the best one. Fuck it, Keselowski. Keselowski's going.
Keselowski. All right, I will go Chase Elliott.
Oh, is that just to hurt me?
Yes.
Ow.
I was going to go Brad, and honestly, I was like, I'm going to go whatever Dylan doesn't pick, because your last 2 were the last 2 I was thinking. And then, and you know what? Those are 3 good racetracks for Chase. He's won at Kansas before. He's gotten very close at Martinsville before. Texas, I think he can do well at.
Yeah.
But he could honestly win the Kansas race right off the bat if he has a good enough car. I still think Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin are going to be the show of the field, and honestly, they might win all these 9 races, except maybe Talladega.
I mean, I think they could win 8 races between them.
Yes.
The way that this season has been going.
Yep, I fully agree. So now it comes down to the champion. And now, how do you want to pick this? Because
this one's rough. I have the initial advantage because I'm behind in the points right now. So
fuck you.
I can take Harvick, man.
Yeah, I know you're going
to I can take Harvick if I want. And he already spurred me once.
You're going to take Harvick.
All
right, Denny Hamlin it is. I could pick what you pick and then
Hamlin,
just win.
Hamlin is so good. I'm gonna pick Harvick, but
yeah, I'm picking Hamlin then. Gotta make it interesting. Honestly, my gut is saying Harvick, but in order to make this more exciting for us, I gotta pick Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
Because if not, then if I pick your exact same picks, then I already won.
And here's what I hate: the fact that I might have to root against Denny because I would like to see Denny get one.
So would I.
But
so I'm really hoping Denny pulls it out.
But God damn it. Am I going to feel the way that I felt this week again in the championship round?
If Denny wins, you're going to be so sad but excited
Denny
at the
joins
same time.
RPM, and he picks RPM, or he just joins up with RPM, and he goes to RPM, and he runs there, and I don't think that he'll ever be as competitive as he would be running that 11 for Gibbs.
Yes.
So I think that he's just gotta stay. He's gotta run great at Phoenix. He's gotta win Phoenix, even though I'm picking Harvick. But I don't know. I don't want him to leave the 11.
I don't think he will, Dylan.
I'm scared.
I don't think he will, Dylan. I'm confident he won't leave the 11.
I'm scared.
I think that they'll make another team, be a 2-car team, will be Bubba Wallace and the other driver, which we'll talk about. I hope not Clint Boyer.
Just the perfect filler guy.
He really is.
The Ryan Newman, Stuart Haas guy.
He really is.
I need number 2. He'll never be as good as I am.
No.
But he might win the Brickyard one year.
You're right. All right, so Darlington picks.
All right.
Who do you think is going to win? Now, I am going to pick whoever you don't pick.
Well, I do have the first pick due to the missing gear constitution.
Yes.
Which basically only has one amendment.
It is, in which I was nice enough to say, oh, by the way, I feel bad because you're losing.
Once again, you're just flexing on me live on air again. But anyway, Denny Hamlin's kind of insanely good at Darlington, so I'm going to pick Denny Hamlin.
All right, picking Kevin Harvick.
Perfect. Who would have saw that coming?
Right.
Now, the interesting thing is going to be the teams. Who are you picking for the team? So
I am picking... So you picked... Damn, I am going to pick Joe Gibbs.
Joe Gibbs. Interesting.
You never know. Eric Jones might have a repeat of last year.
Oh, my God.
And who knows what could happen.
He's done for the season. He's done.
He is.
He's done.
But who knows? But Martin Truex Jr. might win, too.
I think
true. I think it's Gibbs or it's Stuart Haas, in my opinion.
That is true. For my team, well, I'm just gonna right away. I'm picking Ford.
I am gonna also pick Ford.
Just hedge my bets with Ford. I can't go wrong, especially considering you just picked Ford too. So that just reinforces my decision. But I'm gonna go JTR too, just because if Hamlin wins, I want that extra 3 points in addition to the 5. I'm trying to play catch up right now.
Yeah, but
Jesus Christ, I've been beating you this whole time, basically. But the 25, the All-Star race and the All-Star race that I initiated, it wasn't even going to be a thing. We never talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah,
but yet, you beat me to it.
Yeah,
and that fucking regular season championship.
Yes.
I should have never brought that up too. I think I made that. I gotta stop making my own decisions.
Yeah, you can.
I gotta. God.
All right.
We want to talk a little Darlington truck race.
Sure, if you want to, yeah.
A Roush reunion. David Reagan. The Biff, baby, the Biff.
But he's not going to Roush anyway. He's racing for GMS.
Well, I know, but he was in Roush.
But he was over there.
And David Reagan, another former Roushite.
Roush driver, yeah.
Is in it. Now, of those 3, who do you think has the best chance to win Darlington?
Greg Beffel.
The big Biff.
The big old Biffster.
Biff me up something cold. He's winning the whole thing. He's winning it. He's winning it, Matt. He's winning it. I'm saying it right now. He's winning it. And I'd like to just do a little proposal for you.
No.
Just a one-off. 1 point.
1 point.
Biff for the field. Are you taking me up on it?
Oh, I'll take you up on that. I'll take the field.
All right.
Fine. 1 point. Fine. I'll risk it for
Biff.
a point. Why not? Make it
taking the field.
Yeah, why not? Let's make it fun.
He's winning it. I mean, it's happening. It's not even a truck playoff race either. So like, the Biff's got this.
The Biff, for sure.
The motherfucking Biff.
So Dylan, with William Byron winning, we need
Billy
to
Byron.
reinvent our doghouse.
Mm-hmm. Yet again.
So
Thank God for Clint Boyer.
who is now in the Cup doghouse? Clint Boyer, right? Good old Clinty B.
Clint Boyer forever in the doghouse. I
Yes.
mean, at this point, I don't know if he'll ever actually make it out.
So now,
Who do you like to nominate, Matt?
Eric Almirola.
You want to nominate Eric Almirola?
Yep.
Now, he's cooled off recently, but he has had a very good season.
Who are you picking?
We got to talk about this. But I think Kyle Busch. He's sucked ass. I mean, like, sometimes he's performed, but he's not winning. That's his whole thing. That's what his whole thing is supposed to be.
I like that pick. I
Now, I know that he's just going to get out right away. And this junior spot with Clint Boyer, Clint's the senior doghouse guy, and then the other person in it.
You know what? I'm still gonna make my case for Eric Almirola.
Okay, make your case, then I'll make my Kyle Busch case.
And you know what? Here's the leading cause for my reasoning. The second we put Kyle Busch in the doghouse, he will win. And we're just going to eat crow.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. So my point is, based off of my playoff picks, that I picked Eric Almirola over Kyle Busch, I have a higher chance that if we pick Eric Almirola, he'll get out of the doghouse sooner, and my picks will be more accurate.
All right, that's a just case. But
what I will also say is, in the same case for Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin's won 6 races, I believe, this season, and Kyle Busch is in the same equipment and has won 0. In Eric Almirola's case, Kevin Harvick has won 7 races. Eric Almirola has won 0. Same with Clint Boyer. My point being here... Yeah, and he's not in the doghouse. Point being...
Might never be in the doghouse. I love that guy.
He might be. Point being that they're similar situations in terms of equipment and how many wins they have. However, in your defense, you're right. Kyle Busch should be winning races, and he should have won already this year.
Now, Matt, let me just state a philosophical case for our doghouse. Are we judging them based on what they do to us every week, and they should be thrown in there? Like, obviously, Kyle Busch for just being more than a serial underachiever this year. Should we throw him in even though he's probably going to get a win in the next 5 weeks? Or do we fear that he's going to get the win in the next 5 weeks, and we just throw the guy who we know probably isn't going to get the win, but deserves to be in the doghouse less than Eric Almirola? So I think we should
put... What are you going to say?
I think we have to put old Rowdy in there. Not to mention...
I agree.
Matt,
I can agree with that.
One last point. He gave himself that nickname. I'm almost sure he gave himself that nickname. Now, I haven't looked it up or anything, but all of a sudden one day he was just called Rowdy. Who the fuck came up with that? I think Kyle Busch came up with that. And there's nothing that I hate more than a guy that gives himself his own nickname. And Austin Dillon didn't even give himself the Silver Spoon nickname.
So here's what I have to say. You could have stopped at he gave himself his own nickname, and that's enough reason for me to put him in the doghouse. And can I make another plea? Can we just put Austin Dillon in there permanently? For forever?
2020.
For forever. He's permanently in the doghouse.
I want to get him euthanized in there, but some people...
We can't do that.
PETA gave us a cease and desist this week, so
We can't do that. But can we just permanently put him in there as like the president? Just for how much I hate him.
Matt, unless he wins the goddamn championship this year, he's going in at the duels. Or I mean, not the duels. The clash.
All right, I'm okay with that.
Because
that's a fair compromise.
He's won a race. He's won a race.
He has.
So thus,
he is
ineligible. Well, okay.
Not
so
ineligible,
we don't want to say ineligible.
He's not ineligible.
We need to wait 10 weeks, or someone else needs to. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
There's a process.
There's a process. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So we now have Rowdy and Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer. Honestly, he needs to do something, or he's not. He might not have it right next year. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
He'll kick Suarez right out of the 96.
He might,
and we'll just watch him run laps.
Or he'll just retire and say, "Fuck it, I'm going to the booth."
He should.
And honestly, I would watch more races.
And we can just throw Austin Dillon in there, and we might not even give him kibble.
No.
Yep.
I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Austin.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Well, Matt, this is gonna. We're in it now.
It's gonna be another interesting 10 weeks. I'm excited. It's crazy how we got here with the season we've had. Another thing I was thinking about the other day was, before we wrap up, NASCAR hasn't even announced the 2021 schedule yet, and to me that's just baffling because by now it's already been out, but it hasn't even come out yet, and I am beyond excited to see what they do with it after this whole COVID year. Mm-hmm. I am beyond excited to see what they all put in there because this year, the original schedule this year was going to be good, and then they had to change it 300,000 times.
We got a Daytona road course race out of it.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, we got plenty of doubleheaders. I am excited to see what 2021 will bring to the sport.
Definitely. It's going to be awesome.
It will be. So on that note, we'll see how all of our picks do this week, and we'll see if anybody cements their way into the round of 12 already.
Oh, yes. Please remember to rate, subscribe, and tell a friend, and keep up with us on our Facebook page, too.
Dylan primarily runs that, and he does actually post and share quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him that. I do not do that.
We will try our best to be even better on the Facebook page. Mostly me. It's mostly me.
I will say it's mostly Dylan. That's kind of our trade-off. I edit it, and I post it, and Dylan does the social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our trade-off.
Yeah.
So anyway, every week, we'll talk to you guys next week, and see you after Talladega.
Bye, guys.
Bye.